Alrighty, good afternoon. This time we are solving equations with variables on both sides and numbers on both sides. So go through the process and how to get those and showing our work all the way through. I'm going to do the ones in the very first column here all the way through, and then I'll save these for you to work on, and you can always double check your answers on the answer sheet that follows and see how you're doing. Alright, starting with number one. I want to group the variables first. So that's the first thing I'm always going to do. If you want to group the numbers first, that's up to you, but I'm always going to do the variables first. I'm looking for the smallest variable, so I compare them, 7x and 3x. This is the smallest one, it's positive 3x, so I'm going to take away 3x from both sides. I'm going to keep everything lined up. Okay, so don't get into a good habit of doing that. So here's my equal sign, bring that down. That is going to disappear. 7x minus 3x, that gives me 4x. Now what I like to do then, if I'm going to collect the variables on the left, that means I have to move all the numbers to the right. So this 7, I'm going to subtract. Any other numbers? Yep. Oh, here's a negative 8. So I'm going to add 8. Add 8. So now I have 10 negative minus 7, but then I have a plus 8 sitting here. So negative 10 minus 7 is negative 17, plus 8 will give me negative 9. Okay, so now I have 4x is equal to negative 9. Now divide both sides by 4. Okay, so you get x equals, you can either leave it negative 9/4, or if you like, negative 2 1/4. Okay, I had to just pause that for a moment, and one of my students quickly pointed out to me that I forgot to add in the 6x. Alright, so what's nice about the 6x being over here, it's on the right or left side, and I already have the 4x on the left side, so I'm going to add those together, and what I should get here would be 10x, not 4x. So then I'm going to be dividing both sides by 10. I'm just trying to fix that up a little bit so I get negative 9 over 10, which doesn't reduce. But it does give you a decimal of negative 0.9 if you'd like. So a little correction there. So you can have either answer. X equals negative 9 over 10. Yeah, somehow I just missed it. That does happen. Okay, so don't be worried about, and if you make mistakes, you make mistakes and you go back and fix them. So make sure we do that. It's going to happen to you all the time, or some of the time, and just go back and fix them. So even as teachers, we make mistakes too. So remember, we are human, and that does happen. Alright, number 2, there are parentheses. So we're going to take care of the parentheses right here, so I'm going to distribute. Now what I like to do, I see this minus 12. I'm going to change that to addition and put my negative just above the 12, because I'm going to distribute that negative 12 to everything. So I start out with negative 4x, then negative 12 times 3 is negative 36. Negative 12 times negative 5 is going to be positive 60x. That equals 2x plus 7x. Now I'm going to go through, add up any like terms I see there, and I have a 4x negative and a 60x, so that's going to give me, let's see, add those together, and you get 56x minus 36 is equal to 2x plus 7x is 9x. So again, variables on both sides. This is the smaller one, so I'm going to take away 9x from both sides. And this will be 0 on that side. 56 minus 9. What we got here? 47. And if I collect the variable on the left, it means I need to move this. So I'm going to add 36 to both sides. And 0 plus 36 is 36. Now divide by 47, divide by 47. And if I divide that out, I'm going to get the decimal equivalent of about 0.77. Okay. Number 3. Looks like I need to distribute again, and then solve this. So let's distribute right away. I'm just going to draw this so I don't forget to distribute. 8 times x is 8x, plus 8 times 7 is 56, plus now 2 times x is 2x, minus 2 times 6 is 12. That equals 5x plus 12. I can't add these together because they're different. One has a variable and one does not. So now on the left, let's get the variables together first. 8x plus 2x. Again, notice it's on the same side. So if they're on the same side, I just had to add them together. I don't want to move them. I just want to add them up so we can take care of that. So 8x into 2x give you 10x. 56 minus 12 more, I believe that's 44. Now that equals my 5x plus 12. Now again, variables on both sides. This is the smaller variable, so I'm going to move it over. And if I collect the variables on the left, 10 minus 5 is 5x. That means I need to move the numbers over to the right. So this is positive 44. I'm going to take 44 away. Again, keep everything lined up. That makes it really easy. And 12 minus 44, I believe that's negative 32. And now I have 5x equals negative 32. Then divide both sides by 5. And 32 over 5 is 6 and 2/5. And make sure I have my negative on it. Final answer. There we go. Alright, again, you guys can pause the video at any time, look stuff over. That's alright. And if I'm going too fast for you, make sure you pause it. Alright, number 4. Looks like distribution on the left, distribution on the right, some extra numbers to deal with, variables over here. So first thing we do is distribute through and everything. Make sure we got our equal sign there so we know left side from right side. So 2x, negative 11 times 9, negative 99x. And then negative 11 times 9, negative 99. So don't forget, these are both going to be minus signs here, or negative signs. Equals 13 times negative 6. So I'm not quite sure what that is. So 13 times negative 6. Negative 78. So negative 78x. I had to use my calculator on that one. 13 times 4. That's 52. And then I'm going to add 14. So now let's go through, simplify things that we can simplify. On the left side, 2x minus 99x, negative 97x minus 99 equals, this is the only x I have on the right, and 52 plus 14 more, that would give you 66. Alright, so now let's find the smallest one. Smallest variable is over here. Negative 97 is smaller than negative 78. So I'm going to add 97 to both sides. Make sure you're bringing your variable along with you. So now the variables on this side are going to go away. And 78 and 97, I'm going to add those together. So I got 97 minus 78, and that gives you 19x. And that will be positive 19x. There's my equal sign. So I'm going to collect the variables on the right. So that means I need to move this to 66. I need to subtract it because it's positive, so I need to subtract. And over here, so then on my calculator, or if you're doing it by hand, 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry your 1, and you get 16, and it's negative. Now divide both sides by 19. Okay, so final answer is about negative 8.68. and that equals x. Final answer. Notice there's a lot of work there. Make sure you're circling your final answers. That'll really help you in the long run, so it makes it easier to find by the teacher as well as by anybody else looking at it. And lastly, number 5. Let's see, variables on this side, so add these together. Negative 9x plus 4 equals 7x plus 10. Smaller variable is here, so add 9x plus 9x. Here's my equal sign. 7 plus 9 is 16x. And if I know the variables are going to be on the right, I'm going to take away 10. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. And divide both sides by 16. So if I reduce those, 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 16 8 times. And there's my final answer. Okay. So keep that in mind as you are working. Looks like some of these are decimals, so if you have to divide negative 3 over 8 out, you should get see, negative 0.375, or I think they're going to round off to negative 0.38, so approximately. Okay. So keep that in mind. You can have the fraction or you can have the decimal. It doesn't matter to me which one you have. I just soon leave it this way unless they're looking for specifically the decimal equivalent. Okay, so there's the first one. And good luck to the rest of you, 6 through 10. Again, take your time, go through. If you make a mistake, not a big deal. Just redo it, and always check your work at the back. Okay. One thing I draw your attention to up here, 8x minus a negative 5. 2 negatives, we're going to make this positive, so a big plus sign will go right here. So just a little key there on that one.